But let's start off with a very special lady that I think we all know. And here she is, the Royal Doulton Queen Elizabeth Coronation Figurine. Now this beautiful piece is also a limited edition and is also a pre-sale. And when I say pre-sale, everyone, this one has not been created as of yet. It will be shipped in July. And we are asking if you're interested in this to order today to reserve yours. It's priced at $300. We have it on the 5 easy pays of $60. She was born at 2:40 a.m., Princess Elizabeth of York, and that was on April 21st, Mayfair, London, back in 1926. So here we are celebrating her Jubilee. And again, Diamond Jubilee, we have this on the 5 interest-free payments for you today. A beautiful figurine with incredible detail, really marking a time in history. And please join me in welcoming one of our Royal Doulton experts who's here to give us the inside scoop, which we always appreciate. Her name is Carol Moyer, and it's nice to see you, Carol.
Nice to see you too. Great, and thank you for joining us this afternoon as well. Yes, we're really excited about this figurine. There's a very long relationship between Royal Doulton and the royal family. Actually, there was a big portrait hanging in our company office a number of years ago, and it was actually Queen Elizabeth's grandparents, Queen Mary and King George V,
right,
who actually visited our manufacturing facility in England.
Really?
So that's how far our history is with the royal family, and supplying products to them. They gave us the royal warrant, which allowed us to use the name Royal in our company name back in 1901. So again, there's quite a relationship here and a lot of wonderful memories. So for us to honor Queen Elizabeth on this very special Diamond Jubilee, a lot of the royal collectors out there that have been collecting royal commemoratives over the years can hardly wait to get this. So we were really surprised when the factory was able to send us this pre-production sample. So there's a lot of history here, Tanya. So let's, start talking about it. Starting with the coronation chair that she's sitting in. Did you know this chair dates back 8 centuries? 8 centuries,
goodness.
Right back
Wow.
to Edward I. So it's called the coronation chair. This is the original chair. Queen Victoria sat in this chair as
Queen
well.
Victoria.
The Queen Victoria.
Wow.
Queen Elizabeth II is the great-great-granddaughter of Queen Victoria.
You were saying that. Isn't that interesting?
So, Tim Potts actually modeled this beautiful piece. She's very limited. There's only 4,000 for the entire world.
Wow.
The shopping channel are getting a few. There's only a few coming into the Canadian market. So, again, we're really excited about presenting it today. Just the dress. Let's talk about her dress.
Yes, I was
It's a
noticing
beautiful
this.
white silk dress. Embroidered on the dress are all the various floral emblems of all the countries that were part of the Commonwealth at that time. So we'll just read off some. England, of course, the Tudor rose. Scotland is represented with the beautiful thistles. The Welsh leek. We have the Irish shamrocks, which you can see
up there.
Australia, there's almost down at the hem, there's a golden wattle, which is their national flower.
Okay.
Canada, of course, there's a maple leaf.
Oh, I have to find the maple leaf.
South Africa, various florals representing that country. India and Ceylon, there's a lotus flower. And of course, Pakistan, there's wheat and cotton represented.
There's the maple leaf.
Also something that you can't see on the dress, but it's something that we've read. Norman Hartwell, the designer of the dress, he also put on the left-hand side of the dress, you can't see it on the figure, but he also embroidered a 4-leaf clover.
Oh,
because,
really?
Queen Elizabeth, she was only a young woman. I believe she was just turned 25. And, she came to the throne very suddenly because her father died very suddenly, King George VI. So she was young, she was nervous about the coronation, the long walk down Westminster Abbey, that aisle. So for good luck, he didn't tell her this either until after it, that he put in that 4-leaf clover.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, so I thought that was really
lucky
interesting.
4-leaf clover.
Yes.
Well, that's a lot of pressure on a young person when you think, first of all, losing your dad, and then becoming queen. And when I think of Queen Elizabeth, she wasn't supposed to technically have gone on to become queen, because I know that was a little bit of a, as you said, he passed away suddenly.
Yeah, it brings to mind the movie The King's Speech.
Yes.
Actually. And
Great
Queen Elizabeth
movie.
actually had a private screening of that film, and she was, really touched very emotionally the way Colin Firth represented her father. Because even her father actually came to the throne rather suddenly when King Edward VIII abdicated when he married Willis Simpson, I believe her name was.
Lady Win.
So her father became king, and then died suddenly, of course, and then Queen Elizabeth. So she actually, next to Queen Victoria, is the longest reigning monarch. So that's quite an accomplishment. She just celebrated her birthday about 4 days ago, April the 21st. So she's actually 86 years old.
Is she 86 now?
She's 86.
She looks terrific.
She does.
She's always so, and her schedule and her stamina, impressive woman. Well, here she is, everyone, and I just want to remind you, she is a limited edition, a very limited edition. It is a pre-sale. These would be shipped in July. And again, we're celebrating the Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee. We have a little bit of information right now that showcases the actual formulate or the actual creation of these beautiful figurines.
Yes, actually, we're giving you a look into our design studio in the UK. You're looking at, of course, Michael Doulton, who visits here often. They're just reviewing some sketches of some new figurines that are coming out. Chris Jackson is sort of leaning over Michael. He's a master figurine painter in the UK. He's responsible for, doing all the master decoration on all the figurines. And then, of course, when they go into production, all the decoration is copied. And there was a young lady in the shot as well. Her name is Claire Heath, and she is sort of the production coordinator at the design studio. So Michael's very much involved in the production of the figurines that come out. He has a lot of input, and he also had a lot of input into the Queen's Jubilee figure.
They're beautiful. And again, we have the 5 interest-free payments of $60. Carol, I was just reading this. As of the 1st of January 2012, the Queen is Britain's second longest serving monarch. Only 5 other kings and queens in British history have reigned for 50 years or more. And guess who the number 1 is? I know you know, but we often refer to Victorian style, and that was Queen Victoria, 63 years, which is amazing. Then George III, 59 years, Henry III, 56 years, Edward III, 50 years, and James of Scotland, 58 years, James I of England. So that's really interesting. She's right up there.
It is, and she's certainly not showing any signs of stepping down. She's still going very strong. I mean, you consider all the changes that she's had to face over the years, from when she was crowned queen up until today, all the new technologies, the changes in the Commonwealth, just a lot of different things that have taken place over the last 60 years. So, of course, she became queen on February the 6th, 1952.
Okay.
Shortly after her father died suddenly. Her coronation took place actually on June the 2nd, 1953. The reason for the delay, actually, I didn't know this, but her grandmother, Queen Mary, had passed away in the March. So, they were still mourning, so they wanted to actually postpone the coronation celebration.
I totally get that.
Yeah, so, there's a lot of, been a lot of special celebrations taking place in the UK, all around the world. She's visiting most of the Commonwealth countries as well. So she's been a very, very busy lady for 86 years old.
And I'm just noticing her beautiful necklace, the sash detail, her crown, the double bracelets, the ring. I just heard that the Queen's jewelry is actually going on display in England.
Yes.
And I asked our guest to put in a good word for us here in Canada so that she could bring it here.
Well,
I think that
be
would
nice
be
to have that
fantastic.
display.
Again, everyone, I want to remind you this is a pre-sale. Ours does not even have the Royal Doulton stamp and markings as of yet because these will be shipped to you by order in July.
Yes, that's right.
And again, they're $300, 5 easy pays of $60. You're looking at the Royal Doulton Queen Elizabeth Coronation Figurine, and you can order yours under the item number 510089. And just a little note on that, everyone. If you are shopping for yourself, perfect. But if you wanted to send that as a gift to someone, please feel free to do that. We call it bill to, ship to. And if there's that someone special in your family or a good friend, that you know who they are that would love a piece like that.
Particularly with Mother's Day coming up. There's
Yes,
so many
perfect timing,
collectors of royal, the royal products. So
yes,
it would be
perfect
a great
timing.
piece to have.